Alrighty guys, this is Snugs on Blitz, and I'm back with another video for you today. So, update 10.0. Wow, what a ride it's been. I wasn't here when this game started, but I have been around a while, and I've seen the game change over the years, and it's always for the better. Well, I say that. What was it? Update 5.5 was an absolute nightmare and disaster, but let's not go there. A lot of exciting things coming out in 10.0. There's a new map, great. There's the Czechoslovakian heavy line that's coming into the game, that's exciting. You've got some new premium tanks that are coming into the game. And my guess is quite a few surprises from Wargaming to celebrate such a momentous occasion. I'm guessing, and this is just me thinking, but I'm guessing there'll be a lot of great sales on tanks. So if you want to pick up some tanks, they'll probably be on for a great bargain, as well as tanks that we haven't seen for a while in the shop. I'm sure they'll be out to celebrate this momentous occasion. It's rare that a mobile game can survive this long with all new games coming out and new competition. So great job Wargaming for being able to create a game that's survived this long. So, a little bit of a clap there. Anyway, if you're interested in finding out about the map, you can find it online. I don't want to talk about it because until I play it, I don't really think it's worth discussing. I don't really want to talk about the premium tanks because I haven't played them yet, so I don't know if they're any good or how competitive they'll be. Again, I'm going to wait until they come out, and if I can get my hands on them, then I'll talk about them. But what I can talk about are the nerfs and buffs to these three tank lines. Some interesting changes, so I wanted to talk about them and give you my thoughts, and you can comment below if you agree with me or not. Starting off with this line here, one of the American tank destroyer lines, the ones with the turret. The Hellcat's getting some armor. Great, I guess, for newer players who tend to just get ripped apart and not understand terrain or camo. I don't think this tank needed it. But the damage per shot, thank you very much. Unfortunately, they're taking away a bit of its speed and its gun dispersion, but not much. So I think this tank will be a lot of fun to play. You're going to get a few bounces here and there now. That's going to help newer players, so good for them. Just don't expect them to bounce a KV2 shell on the side, that's for sure. Okay, the T25/2, as I said, I felt this tank was a little bit weak in the meta today, especially with those Annies and Smashes running around. Nothing that great. I mean, yeah, it does get almost double the armor to the gun mantlet. That's great. Hit points will keep it on the battlefield a little bit longer. Damage per shot, again, a little bit up. Top speed nerfed. Yeah, I think it's fine as it is, but okay. Not much of a change, but let's hope that armor allows it to take advantage of its gun depression even more so than it was able to before. The T28 prototype is getting a speed boost, if you can believe it, so 8 kilometers more. That's good news for it. Engine power, great. Shell velocity down, not great news, but yeah, 300 more hit points. It'll stay on the battlefield longer, be able to go hull down in better positions and not get stuck at the back or in bad positions because it's so dang slow. So yeah, a welcome boost for this tank. I think this is going to be a fun tank to play. I will test it out when the update drops for sure. T30, more armor. Wow. Okay, I didn't think it needed it, but okay, great. More hit points, 300 hit points more. That is some serious boost there. Shell penetration, not great. Shell velocity, not great. Engine power, wow. Only going up by 3 kilometers, but almost 100 horsepower more, so that's going to be interesting. And aiming time down by almost a second, so that's pretty good. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting tank to play. It's going to have even better terrain crossing capacity, so that's good news. And last but not least, the E4, more armor. So yeah, This is going to be a tough beast. And 300 more hit points, or sorry, 250, I should say. Shell penetration is down. That's unfortunate, but yeah, it should be fine. More hull traverse speed, shell velocity down as well. But again, engine power boost, but gun dispersion down. So you don't want to be sniping in this tank, really, I guess, is what they're telling people. Push on forward, use it as a heavy, the way it should be used. Hey, and reload time. Thank you very much. So that is going to be a very enjoyable line, if you ask me. I think it's going to be more noob friendly, more armor, better speed, more hit points. So yeah, thank you very much. I think this tank line will be a popular tank line again. Or was it ever? I don't know. Most people didn't like this line. I don't know why. I always thought it was pretty good. Anyway, let's move on to the French heavy line. Now, unlike the American tank destroyers, which were pretty much buffed every which way, except for gun dispersion, yeah, and top speed for a few of those tanks, the French tanks have been altered in quite a lot of different ways. So we've got, for example, the BDR, less armor, not great news. Less turret speed, not great news, but aiming time up. Gun dispersion, yeah, a little bit better, but nothing to write home about. So, yeah, not going to be as bouncy as it once was. Will still do well, but yeah, it was pretty tough to pen frontally for some tanks, but not going to be quite as strong, I think. The ARL-44, ooh, yeah, I mean, the penetration for the 105 gun goes down a little bit. Speed goes up. Armor goes down a little bit on the lower glacis, so it's easier to pen. Shell penetration goes down for the 90mm gun. Dispersion for the 105 gun does get better. That's good news. Terrain crossing capacity goes up. That's good news. View range goes down. Reload for both guns gets much better. So I would say the ability to pump out damage is up, but you have less chance of penning, which is not good news, I think, for newer players. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag there, I think, for me. Moving right along to the tier 7. Less hit points, not good news. Faster reload, good news. Dispersion, a little bit better. That's welcome. Top speed, 7 kilometers faster. Now that's pretty good. And turret traverse speed, quite a big buff there. So that's going to be a more agile tank. I think this tank will be quite enjoyable to play. Anyway, moving on to the tier 8 tank, the AMX 5100. Slightly less hit points, just 50 down. Engine power slightly boosted. Terrain crossing capacity up, good. Top gun reload time down, that's great news. Turret traverse speed down. So a mixed bag there for me. Curious how it's going to play. I don't think it's going to change it that much. The AMX 5100 turret traverse speed increases. That's good news. And now you're getting a 100-meter with a 4-shell magazine and a 120mm with a 3-shell magazine. So that's going to be interesting to play, I think. Curious about that one. And the AMX 50B, well, a little less hit points, not great. But shell reload goes down in the magazine. That's great. And top reverse speed increases. So, yeah, not a big change, but I think that gun will be deadlier. So that's great news. And last but not least, the tank line that's getting the nerfs and buffs is, drumroll please, the British medium line. Okay, the Crusader is a light tank, but okay, you get the point. Crusader, not much. A little bit more turret armor. Great, I guess, because it needed it. Hit points, a little bit. Reload time, yeah, a little bit better. Yeah, slight boost, nothing great. Cromwell, quite a lot more turret armor, so that's good. Hit points, a little bit more. Aiming time better, that's good news. Engine power, slightly down. Hull traverse speed, down. Gun dispersion, slightly better. Yeah, nothing to write home about. But moving on to the Comet, the tier 7 tank, and solid armor buffs, 30 more in pretty much every category there. Unfortunately, the engine power does go down. Gun dispersion goes down slightly. Penetration goes up slightly. And here we go. A new gun will be added, allowing you to use, yes, 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 for those British tank lovers out there, Hess shells. So that should be interesting. Moving on to tier 8, and great, I'm happy to see this, the Centurion Mark 1. Slightly more armor, that's good news. Engine power, ever so slightly up again. Reload, better. Dispersion, yeah, slightly worse. Shell velocity, slightly worse. But most importantly, a new gun will be added, giving it hash. Last but not least, the Centurion Mark 7/1, or I guess it's called 7 and 1. More armor, wow, that's great. I mean, it's already very strong hull down, but yeah, a nice buff there, so that's going to be tough to dislodge in certain positions. The reload time gets better, dispersion better, standard velocity goes down, unfortunately, and HE penetration for both guns goes down. So yeah, but this can be a real beast in certain positions, I think. And so there you go. I think the biggest changes for me are these three tanks here, the Comet, the Centurion, and the Centurion 7-1. Because of those Hess shells being added to the game, it will make it more interesting and fun, because now you can choose between which gun you want. So variety, great. Hess shells will make the Comet and Centurion Mark 1 fun tanks to play with. I think you'll see a lot more of them on the battlefield, especially for the pros who want to mess around with them. Yeah, interesting changes coming our way. I think the biggest buff's probably to the American tank destroyers, so nice to see them getting some love, and also the British medium tank, especially the Comet, which has really disappeared from gameplay pretty much. So nice to see some love come their way. French tanks, pros and cons. I think overall good, and I think people will enjoy these tanks. So yeah, it should make for some exciting gameplay come the end of May. So, which tanks are you most excited for? Are there any tanks you now definitely want to pick up, or that you regret selling? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, you can do whatever you like. But if you did like it, give me a sub, tell your friends, tell your clanmates, tell everybody how wonderful Snugs is, because it keeps me wanting to make more stuff for you guys. That's all I got for you. I'll see you next time. Snugs on Blitz, out.